Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I'm Average Joe, and yep, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday beer review. And the beer I'll be reviewing today is actually a collaboration, and it's from two Western New York breweries, Swiftwater Brewing Company out of Rochester, New York, and Community Beer Works out of Buffalo, New York, and this is their combined grind. Sweet label. I actually thoroughly enjoy that. So this is a coffee-infused IPA, and they're using beans from both Joe Bean Coffee Roasters out of Rochester, New York, and Tipico Coffee out of Buffalo, New York. And this beer comes in at 6.7% alcohol by volume. Could not find the IBUs, but I don't care. You guys hear me say that a lot, but you know, IBUs, they are what they are. So yeah, this beer actually wasn't on my radar, so I want to give a quick shout out to both Andrew and Sean. Andrew picked up a 4-pack of this from Community Beer Works for Sean, and Sean was nice enough to throw a can of it my way. I was first made aware of this by Sean and another friend of mine, Aaron. Aaron is a huge coffee nerd, and he's actually had coffee from Tipico before, and he really wanted to try this, so Sean's obviously going to hook him up with a can of this. But they talked about this, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had a coffee IPA in quite a while. One of my favorite was Java Power by Ithaca Beer Company that they did a few years ago. It was damn tasty, I thought. So I've had quite a few coffee IPAs over the last 2 or 3 years, but I haven't had one in a while, so this is going to have to make do. What else was I going to say? There's one other thing about this beer. I can't remember. Oh, the canning date. I was going to say bottle. It's a can. The canning date on this is rubbed off. Well, it's like just a black, like, not square, a rectangle. But they released this at Swiftwater Brewing Company and at Community Beer Works about, I would say, like mid-April. So here we are in early May, and guess what? It's 2 or 3 weeks old. Pretty damn fresh. Let's crack it open and see what we got going on. My cat just came in, distracted me for a second. Feel like he's going to meow at some point here. We'll see if he does. That's on me. Maybe it's on him. But just ignore it. It's going to be like, he's going to go nuts. We'll see, though. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. Anyway, let's crack it open, give it a pour here. We got the Swiftwater, like, weird taku, like almost like faku, weird can, or weird glass going on. Give this a crack. Give this a pour. Oh, this is actually way more unfiltered than I anticipated. I didn't think something that would look like maybe a, there he is. Can you guys hear that? There he is. Meow, meow. Settle down. So yeah, so I'll turn it around here so you guys get a better look of it. It has like this nice, unfiltered, bright orange color. Yeah, almost like a honey orange color. Couple fingers of a off-white head because I poured it like an idiot. But yeah, that head is really nice, compact, and creamy looking, but it looks nice. Looks like an IPA. It doesn't look like a New England style IPA, but it's not. They don't mention anything anywhere, and who cares, right? It looks like a nice IPA. Let's get a nose on it. Oh, that's very nice. Hey now. Hey now. Yeah, right up front, a nice, mild coffee aroma. Yeah, a sweeter coffee vibe, like you took a nice coffee and maybe threw maybe like a half and half. And I know Aaron said, no, I know, drink it black, shots and crazy stuff. I know. I'm just saying, to me, it smells like a sweeter coffee. There are some nice citrusy tones underneath. Grapefruit and orange. Maybe even like a little of a lemon lime thing going on here. They didn't actually, for this beer, they did not mention what hops are in here. There wasn't a lot of information aside from saying, here's the 2 roasters we used and it's a collaboration. I don't even think they have the ABV on here. No, it just says the Joe Bean Tipico Combined Grind Coffee-Infused IPA, brewed and packaged by Swiftwater Brewing Company, Community Beer Works, blah, blah, blah. Please recycle. Yeah, I'm going to recycle. You guys know this. Anyway, I don't know why I started talking like that. That's on me again. That's twice on me in this review. But anyway, yeah, nice citrus. Maybe even like a tropical, like a more of like a peach apricot stone fruit thing. I say that a lot, but I get that a lot in these beers. A lot of IPAs nowadays. It's more of like a peachy, juicy, peachy, almost like apricot thing. But yeah, a lot of citrus. Grapefruit, more of a ruby red, sweeter grapefruit. Tangelo, Peter, Tangelo. Yeah, Tangelo. Maybe even like an actual tangerine, but more citrus than tropical. and the coffee is just adding a nice presence. It's actually very well balanced. You get the coffee right away, kind of goes right into the citrus and tropical notes. There isn't really a dankness or any pine character or any grassiness or herbaceousness or nothing. It's really, the focus is on the coffee. The focus is on the citrus and tropical notes. And that's pretty much it. I want to give it a taste, so we'll flip it around to the Swiftwater logo because proper glassware. But that hashtag, something needs to be done about that. Anyway, cheers everybody, and thanks again to Andrew and Sean. Oh, that's nice. Wow. That's nice. Extremely drinkable. Like, really drinkable. Right off the top, the coffee isn't... It is not... I have to say this again for Paul, because Paul gets a kick out of it, but so do I. Bombastic. It's not bold. It's not vibrant. It's not punching you in the face. It's not blowing you over. It's nice and subtle. It actually integrates itself well into the IPA characteristics of this beer and the IPA base, and it's just like accentuates those citrus and tropical fruit notes. There might even be a nice fruitiness coming from the actual coffee. Right up front, though, you hit with a little bit of that coffee as it goes through the palate. You get a little bit of the citrus. I said ruby red grapefruit in the aroma, but in the taste, more like a white grapefruit. There's a little bit of bitterness there, like a Tangelo. There's a nice orange vibe, tangerine. That peach and apricot a bit lost. It's more citrus heavy in the taste, which is fine by me, but the aroma is a bit more big than the actual flavor. Lower side of medium bodied. It is a bit thin at 6.7%, but not overly so, and it's fine. It's fine for me. Somebody like the aforementioned Paul will flip his shit and just get crazy and be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna drain pour this because it's not chewy yogurt." Like, settle down, Paul. But as far as the body goes for me, it's good. It's nice. The mouthfeel, it's a little bit more carbonated that I'm actually used to nowadays. When you're drinking these New England style IPAs, again, this is not one, but when you drink New England style IPAs, like so many of us do nowadays, you're looking for that soft, slightly creamy mouthfeel. This has like a typical IPA mouthfeel. Has a nice crispness to it, moderate carbonation, semi-dry finish. Overall, though, this is really nice. I thought the coffee was going to be a bit more in my face. Like, I thought, even when I smelled it, I was like, okay, it's more subtle than I anticipated. But maybe that's what they were going for. They wanted a easy drinking, well-balanced coffee-infused IPA. And if that's what they were going for, they hit the nail on the head. As far as like enjoyment for myself, I'm digging this. I have no problem giving that a 4 out of 5. It's a well-made coffee IPA, and drinking this about 2.5, 3 weeks old. It's drinking extremely well. Coffee fades in beers, not as much as a lot of people like to say, and I don't say this is controversial, but this would be a debate for a lot of people. A lot of people get crazy, like if you don't drink a coffee beer within a month or two, it's the same as hops. It does happen sometimes. Sometimes, though, you can drink coffee beers a couple years old and it's still crazy intense. It all depends on the coffee they're using or the style of the beer. So many things go into it. More often than not, though, if you get a coffee beer, obviously drink it as fresh as you possibly can to get the full effects of whatever coffee is being used. And I'm drinking this quite fresh. And again, the coffee is very subtle. So if you pick up a can of this and you drink this, a couple months after its release, it might actually be less impactful than you're hoping for. But anyway, yeah, 4 out of 5. That was combined grind from Swiftwater Brewing Company and Community Beer Works. The latter out of Buffalo, New York, and the former out of Rochester, New York. Both really good breweries. I've been to both breweries. Fantastic people there brewing some good beer. And this is another one. So 4 out of 5. Appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Like and comment and subscribe. I know we all say that. But I do love it when you guys like the video and subscribe and whatnot. But it's all about the comments. Have you guys had anything from Swiftwater Community Beer Works? Have you had this beer? Have you had any coffee-infused IPAs or coffee IPAs? It is one of those very unique styles that I actually dig. So to get a chance to actually review one, hopefully I'll get to review quite a few on my channel over the upcoming months and years and decades. I'm gonna need to settle down. That'll be the last settle down of the video, but it's appropriate. But anyway, till next time, cheers. Have a good one.